wish I knew for sure, or anybody knew. The president went to Peking and he said when he came home, this is the week that changed the world. Well, it certainly changed American foreign policy, but whether it changed China's foreign policy or not, nobody can know till we see what the deeds are. Promptly after the president came home, Zhou Enlai went down to Vietnam and Hanoi and increased China's aid to Hanoi to kill more Americans and help North Vietnam take over Southeast Asia. And immediately after Zhou left, or shortly after he left, in came a Soviet delegation. An earlier one was headed by the president of the Soviet Union, vastly increased Soviet aid. So instead of, I'm sure one of the ideas the president had in mind was to try and increase the rift between Red China and the Soviet Union. Well, it produced a partial getting together. They both got together against us. The things that are, the materials, the advanced weapons that the North Vietnam's using in its invasion of South Vietnam is the stuff that's been sent in there in these recent months after they became convinced the United States today is so weakened and divided and confused and war-weary, and our economy is in trouble, and we've got inflation and unemployment, and we've had to devalue the dollar. So they agreed to have the president come over because they think the American people today will force our government to give in. And we go to Peking, our president, to try to get an adjustment, to try to get a settlement. They go there to take the victory they think is now possible. Their new slogan is support the American people against the American government. Now, everybody applauded what the president was trying to do. Everybody wants better relations between our country and other countries, and especially great big countries like China. The only question is, are the methods that are being used the right methods to get those ends? When General Lee asked for negotiations at Appomattox, that meant that General Grant would lay down the terms. When we ask for an invitation, please, won't you invite us over? From all Asian standpoint, the United States is going over as a supplicant, and so in Paris, they're just as rigid now as they were before.